today I will be making coffee cake using Bisquick and the recipe. Bisquick is made out of flour, shortening, salt, and baking powder. And baking powder is used as a leavening agent. If you wanted to use Bisquick and recipe and didn't have it, you could substitute it using 1 cup of flour, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of oil or melted butter. First things first, sanitation. I made sure that the table was clean and I made sure my hair was back, and now I'm going to wash my hands. So now that I have finished washing and drying my hands, I'm going to show you how all the ingredients and how everything is in mise en place. For the dough, I have the dry ingredients, which are the 2 cups of Bisquick right here. And I have the wet ingredients, which are 2/3 cup of 1% milk. And you can use water as well, but I chose to use milk, it makes it a little better. And then 1 egg, which I will be putting in the bowl and then adding to the bowl later. And then 2 tablespoons of sugar, which is also a wet ingredient. For the topping, I have the dry ingredients, which is 1/3 cup of Bisquick, 1/3 cup of packed brown sugar, 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and my wet ingredient is 2 tablespoons of butter. So now I'm going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and start making my dough. So I am adding my dry ingredients right now. And now my wet ingredients. And you don't need to crack the egg in the bowl, but I always seem to get eggshells in it, so I do it just in case. But that time it looks like I had a success, and I'm going to add it to the bowl. Now, I'm not going to add in the sugar quite yet, and I'm going to take it to the mixer so that I can start mixing it slowly and add the sugar so that it doesn't burn the egg and have flakes of eggs that were burnt in your recipe. So I'm going to start it at a low setting, and I'm going to measure out my sugar, which is 2 tablespoons. Alright, I'm going to add my first in, and now my second. And now since that's mixing, I'm going to put it on a higher setting and let it mix. So I added in all the butter, and now I'm going to mix it together using the knife that I used to level off the sugar. And this is the streusel, and you just have to make sure that all of the brown sugar is separated and kind of get the little chunks of butter, the little dices of butter around. Mix it evenly so that when you put it on top of your dough, you'll not have a taste of a lot of brown sugar and then a taste of a lot of butter. Or at least that's how I like it. So now I'm done mixing it, and I am going to spray my pan, not pan. Like that. And I have my dough already mixed, or finished mixing, and I'm going to put it all into the pan. It will have a really thick texture. Don't be worried, that's how it's supposed to be. Just kind of make sure it's evenly spread. so it'll be evenly cooked. You don't want any overcooked places and any undercooked places. And now I'm going to sprinkle this topping. Alright, now that's done. I'm going to put my knife and push it down into there so that you get those swirls within the cake once it's finished baking. And it doesn't really matter how you do it, just push it in there, and when you feel that you've gotten enough swirls, you can put it into the oven. Alright. Now, it goes and it cooks for 25 minutes. So I'm going to put it in there and set my timer. And there you go.
Oh yeah.
So my 25 minutes are up, and I'm going to take it out of the oven now.
Ooh.
I have my toothpick, and I'm going to test the center to make sure it's fully cooked. And it is. Nothing came out on the toothpick. And I'm going to let it cool down for maybe 15 minutes, and then I'm going to start cutting it. Before it's finished cooling off, be sure to turn off your oven. This is a finished product. It has rose quite nicely. There are some dips and stuff like that, but that's because the butter melted, and it's completely normal for it to look like that. So, I'm going to cut it. And there you have it. This is a great breakfast, and if you're ever in a rush, you can always grab your banana to go and eat a quick slice of coffee cake and drink it with your coffee, and you're good to go.